It's time to get caught up on the case that birthed this channel. Let's talk about Kiely Rodni. Hey guys, this is Jules with True Crime Reactions. Disclaimer, everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged. Okay, it's time that we get caught up on the Kiely Rodni situation, but not in way of anything criminal. As most of you guys know, there's nothing happening with this case. They're considering it an accident, regardless of all of the incredibly ridiculous unanswered questions, all of the very suspicious people, acts, behaviors, circumstances surrounding the case. They're still considering it an accident, and there's nothing else happening, at least nothing that we know of. That's how they are presenting it out to the public. Now, we've gone through some of the FBI information that came out a while ago. Remember, she went missing August 6th of 2022 after going to a party that she decided to go to at Prosser Campground last minute. That was not in her original plan. She had spent the earlier part of August the 5th with a friend of hers and then was last seen in public on a camera at a gas station at around 6:08 p.m. in Truckee, California. After that, it's all hearsay and phone pings, which doesn't really mean a lot. Now, when it comes to the change of plan, she was actually supposed to go to a car show with her family and changed her mind last minute, but there wasn't a phone call, which is one of the reasons why it's suspicious. It starts here. There was no phone call in order for Kiely's plans to change. It was just a text message between her and her mother and an okay, and then everything else started to unfold. Within 10 minutes of her and her friend getting to the party, the friend that she got there with ups and leaves, and then the last person to have actually seen her alive is probably one of the most suspicious, because she put herself right in the middle of the investigation, came out to the public saying, don't tell the cops anything. If you have any tips about anything, if you want to tell us anything about what you think happened, if you saw anything, tell me. Don't call the police. Tell me. Let me vet your information. All very suspicious, and to this day, again, we don't have any true answers. Now, we could continue on, and we will in further videos about the situation, because there's more that we probably need to rediscuss about the autopsy results and the lack of things that should have been there. But that's not honestly what this video is about, even though it is partially the reason why we are here to begin with. Ryan Upchurch. Ryan Upchurch. Most of you guys know Mr. Upchurch. I used to be a fan of Ryan Upchurch. So did my kids. I have teenage children and an adult and a 17-year-old. They were fans of Ryan Upchurch, but he just let a lot of insanity spew out all over the place. And again, it's one thing to have a theory. It's another thing to come out and point fingers directly with no real proof, things that are just made up, things that are completely nonsensical, and everything that Ryan Upchurch ended up putting out there to the public when it came to this case has now landed him in court. Now, I say now landed him in court. As a matter of fact, this lawsuit's been going on for quite some time. We talked about it whenever everything was first filed, but the last document that I printed out for review was filed in August of 2023, and there has been a few things going here and there, but honestly, and as you're going to see, because I will pull it up on Pacer here in just a second for you to look at yourselves, it's been a lot of back and forth, extending time, things that were supposed to happen in November then got pushed back to December, and now even the trial date that was set for December 2nd of 2025, yeah, here in the next few weeks or so, that's now being continued with no new date, at least nothing that I have seen put on Pacer or out into the public. Upchurch had to get a new attorney, the one that he had and started this off with. Something happened and they are no longer representing him in the case, and now a new person has come in. I did pay for a couple of the documents earlier today. We're going to go through those separately. Now, the entire premise of this is that Ryan Upchurch was out there claiming that Kiely Rodni wasn't real, that the parents were lying, but that it wasn't really her that was found. There was somebody that was found, but then on top of that, she was also like trafficked by people, and he was bringing in a bunch of people that honestly there were some suspicions about, a few of them, but he also was really pointing fingers at a lot of YouTubers for really just no reason at all. And it was really just people that had a good presence, and he came out here attacking them, saying that they didn't get any views and they were all these things, when in reality, they really do get a lot of views for what they do. They're not a music artist with millions of subscribers and people that have known them for years and years and years in the music industry, which will automatically get you a bigger following than somebody at a podcast. I mean, let's be so serious. But to say that Icked or Popcorn Planet didn't make any money and didn't have any viewers, he's just mumbling. He's just stumbling because he wants to attack them for attacking him for his opinion. And it just seems like that's really what he does. I mean, he has a history of this. There's like a current situation going on right now with, I think, was it Adam Calhoun or something like that? Might have been like the most recent situation. That's just based on me going and trying to take a look at his channel yesterday and today to try to get an update on what's going on with him. Now, I know that he's had a child, and I was hoping that things would calm down, but it doesn't really look like it. So I don't really know what's going to be going on in this Kiely Rodni lawsuit. And again, it's not the mother. It's not Kiely Rodni's mother, Lindsay, and her husband. It's Kylie's grandfather and Kylie's father, Daniel, that are in this lawsuit with Ryan Upchurch. So let me just go ahead and pull up Pacer, show you guys what's been going on, the dates for things, and then we're going to go over one of the documents. Here on Pacer is where you can see the way that the court case has progressed over time. Now, down at the bottom, it shows that the original complaint was 29 pages. It was originally filed on July 28th of 2023. The last one that we talked about was this 43-page document right here, which is the amended complaint. In this one is where there was examples of talking about Exanime, talking about Icked, talking about Adventures with Purpose, talking about videos that Upchurch has downloaded or uploaded to his account, things that he has said in way of comments that were made on his channel and other platforms. There's also pictures in here of other comments, and I also believe that there was some photos in here of Kiely Rodni's family. I believe there was a video that Upchurch did where he was trying to say that Kiely Rodni was actually this girl named Callie, and was trying to say that her grandfather, Kylie's grandfather, was actually somebody that was related to this female named Callie. Now, I do find it interesting that the Callie girl, who is a very real girl, never came out and filed a lawsuit against Ryan Upchurch, because he basically doxed her like family information and put all this stuff out there. And unless there's a lawsuit that I haven't noticed, I haven't seen where the Callie girl, that again is a very real girl that Ryan Upchurch drug into all this, has filed a lawsuit herself. So maybe I should look into why that is, because I would have. Now, as of today, and I am recording this on November 19th, 2025, I have put in new request for Truckee, Nevada Sheriff's Department, Nevada County Sheriff's Department, but we do already have some information that we received a long time ago. We've been following this case, again, for 3 years now. The Kiely Rodni case is the reason why I created this channel. We're going to go back to Pacer, and I'm going to show you what's been going on with the dates, what's been filed, things that have been asked for in extension, and then we're going to go over the motion to dismiss that was filed by Ryan Upchurch in a separate video, because it's in response to this very, very large complaint that was filed against him with intense detail. So yeah, there's a lot to catch up on. That's why we're doing this video. But let's go ahead and get back to the Pacer page. So again, let's start at the bottom, and we're just going to go through a couple of the details, not take too long to go through the dates, because there's a lot. It's gone on from July 28th, 2023, all up until present day, and it's still going. That's a lot of information. That's over 2 years. I cannot believe that this was filed in mid-2023, and they weren't even going to have an actual trial date until August of 2025. That's a lot of time in between. That's actually insane. Okay, again, filed on July 28th, 2023. It was sent over to a judge. Then there was an amended complaint that almost doubled the size of the motion that was filed against Ryan Upchurch. We, of course, are going to be going over the motion to dismiss. It's about 27 pages. And at the end of this, we're actually going to go through a protective order that both parties agreed to. It's interesting. And I also kind of feel, and this is just my opinion right now, that because they wanted his financial information, he is sort of just like personally jabbing Kiely Rodni's dad by asking for his medical information. because he really had like a hard time after this, and an even harder time after what Ryan Upchurch did to his information by putting everything out there online. So I don't know if it was necessary or if he's just being Upchurch, but we'll get to it. Then here we have on August 24th, 2023, where Cynthia Sherwood comes in as representation for Upchurch. There was also an Austin Correll. Now, in all of this, I did not see where the Austin person was no longer representing Ryan Upchurch, just where Sherwood left. And now there's another guy like in her place as of November 12th of 2025. But again, we're going to get to that. I'm getting ahead of myself. But again, this is where the motion to dismiss was filed, and we're going to be reading through the entire 27-page document in a separate video. More motions for extension of time, more information about case management, an opinion on the court for the motion to dismiss, which is another document that we'll be reading in full in a separate video, more motions for extension of time, more information about the complaint against Ryan Upchurch, more stuff about case management and modifying information. This right here, the December 17th, 2024 file for the protective order that they both agreed to, the joint motion, that's the one that we're going to be reading over here in just a few minutes. Then we have more information denying rebuttal witnesses. This one I'm really super interested in because in the Idaho 4 case, we saw a lot of things that had actual factual backing be submitted by the defense and then denied by the court. So I'm really, really curious as to what this rebuttal witness is actually some sort of expert in. Who knows? It might be relevant. Now we have more notices for case management, and this is where they set the pretrial conference for November 24th, 2025. Again, I'm recording this on November 19th, 2025. It's about 4 p.m. Texas time. I don't know exactly when this video is going to be out. It's definitely going to be before 11/24, and I don't know right now if we can watch this anywhere, if we can live stream it. If we can, we will. So keep an eye out and leave that notification bell on all, okay? So you can get my community tab post all about it, because regardless, I'm going to let you know if we can or if we can't, just so that we know ahead of time. Now here we have the motion to withdraw for Cynthia Sherwood, and this was on September 22nd, 2025, so just a month before we were supposed to be heading into the pretrial conference. Now, what this did was actually push back the actual trial date that we had, because they had to give Ryan Upchurch time to get another attorney. So as of September 26, 2025, the December 2nd, 2025 date has been now pushed back. It looks like everything is still on for November 24th, 2025. And now as of November 12th, 2025, there is a Dennis Disney that is another Nashville attorney now representing Upchurch. But when it comes to the progression of the case itself, that's what's going on PACER anyway. Now let's go ahead and read that joint motion for protective order. Here is the joint motion for agreed protective order. Comes now, plaintiffs David Robertson and Daniel Rodni and defendant Ryan Upchurch, hereinafter the parties, by and through undersigned counsel and pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 26C, and hereby moves this court for an order protecting the unrestricted disclosure or use of Mr. Upchurch's confidential and sensitive financial information to be provided in response to plaintiff's second request for production of documents to defendant Ryan Upchurch, and Mr. Rodney's personal protected health information produced after December 3rd, 2024, including his medical records and the identity of his medical providers. A proposed agreed protective order is attached hereto as Exhibit A. Plaintiffs David Robertson and Daniel Rodni have requested the production of financial documents from Mr. Upchurch in plaintiff's second request for production of documents, or request for discovery, like we hear it verbiaged in Idaho. Counsel for the parties have conferred and agreed to designate all documents and information produced in response to plaintiff's second request for production as confidential and for attorney's eyes only. Accordingly, the parties have agreed to appropriately mark such documents and any reference to them in record confidential and for attorney's eyes only. And this is the exact same thing when it comes to Daniel Rodney's medical information that Ryan Upchurch is asking for. So again, my question, and it's a real one, okay? It's a legitimate question, because we all know, or at least if you're following this case, you should know how Ryan Upchurch is personality-wise. So is he actually asking for medical records because he's looking for something specific? Or is he just doing that as a personal jab because the situation is happening and he's trying to just waste time? It's a real question, and I really, really, really want to know what you guys are thinking about that down in the comments. Now, like I said, we're going to go through more of the documentation. We're going to be keeping an eye out on what's going on now that we are nearing time for this to go to trial. And again, I have new requests, new FOIAs in. Hopefully we get some new information. It's been some time now. We've gone through all of the information we got from California Highway Patrol in way of her vehicle. We know now that after all of the investigation concluded that her Honda CRV was then auctioned off and somebody has that vehicle right now. I don't know what they're doing with it. I don't know if they're letting their child freaking drive it. I don't freaking know. But when somebody dies in a vehicle, you should not be able to sell it. It still makes me sick to this day. But again, let me know what you guys are thinking so far about all of this down in the comments. If you like the way that I present this information and give my opinion, please don't forget to leave a like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already. And please don't forget to make sure that the notification bell is set to all so you don't miss any of my rants, reviews, reactions, updates, or deep dives. See y'all.